stick around. They are not looking to take the fight because DR,
Yeah.
because one of them, they're quite a distance away, and DE, they're like, you know what, screw it, we lost a member, it's okay, and they're going to make the way straight up the mountain and might be the first team to get their way there.
Yeah, but holding on to Everest is always tough enough as a full squad. Never mind as a 3-person team. So I worry about that for Deadeye's guys, and I think it's a little bit narrow-minded for them to try and hold on to that position. I appreciated that they disengaged away, only losing one player, but I question that Everest position for the time being. What I do like is that they're only holding on to the east. The way Everest works is you can hold on to the west, you can hold on to the east, but you can't hold on to both sides, right? Because if you stay center, a team can enter in from one of those sides. So holding on to either the west or the east gives you the best position to control the teams around you. So for the time being, I do appreciate that with regards to Deadeye's guys.
I love the fact that you called it Everest, while over here we usually call it Olympus, but hey, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Everest, Olympus, whatever. MR5, he's, man, like 628, they just don't let up. The moment they seem to spot the target, they're like, we are gonna hunt you down, come what may. And MR5's days seem to be numbered, but it is gonna be BCS now going up against Stalwart Esports, and look at the pace it's being set here by the Mongolians. Just he trying to make his escape, but Top's going to finish him off. And Stalwart Esports, like a pack of wolves, they pounce upon their opposition. And BC Swell, they're just left licking their wounds. Just a couple of members survive.
Well, it seems like both the STEs have ants in their pants and they can't stop moving. They can't stop being proactive on their plays. And Stalwart, the Mongolian team, and really shone brightly across the PMPL South Asia. They're in for a purpose play on that eastern edge of the circle. They've pushed BC Swell back more predominantly, and I appreciate that. But this is a very risky play from Genesis Dogma. Daybot being on top of the crane, it does give that elevated position, but he is, of course, isolated on his own. There's a high chance that if he gets knocked, he's not getting revived. But I like that Genesis Dogma as a team have not gone deep into the crates of George Paul. They have that exit strategy if the circle shifts to the east, moving through the northern side of George Paul. So we'll have to wait and see how it works out for them as Team Seeker hold on to south crates.
Now, I know we were not privy to what really went down in Yasnaya this time around, but the fact that MS John Burry and DRS have all 4 members, both the teams, alive, it is a bit curious. It is a bit curious because they weren't like grouped up together. I really thought it was going to be a potential fight breaking out, but it looks like they kind of called a bit of a temporary truce. But Stalwart are calling no truce. They're going in for the hunt and they're looking to finish off BC Swell.
CR Tomato gets knocked down, so it's just this that's left standing. Just this, just that. Let's see if he can be just unrecognized, but I don't think Stalwart are going to let him away with that one. Down to half health, and nades are flying, and Stalwart finish him off. That's another kill in the favor of the Mongolian side. I know, it's insane.
It's more like just this, more like dodge this, as STE, the other STE, now going up against Team Secret, and they're all downhill. Oh, he just runs him over. He just runs him over. Okay, then. Okay, 628, you have my attention. Another squad wipe, 8 kills to the name, all 4 members still alive. Imperium break that one down.
It was simply Team Secret's mistake. That circle shifted. They were on the south edge of George Paul crates. It was that kind of panic blind push into the edge of the circle, hoping nobody would be in front of them. But they faced a gigantic brick wall. Hey, you could call it the wall of China in the form of 628, and they felt the wrath of that massively. It was simply put just a mistake from Team Secret, not really too much to break down. While Deadeye's guys, they have moved from the eastern edge of Everest to the western edge of Everest. Now that's on that edge of the circle play. Nova have gathered themselves up as a 4-man team inside that compound, but Stalwart, they're moving around. They have that low ground dip which they're able to avoid Nova with, and they can focus on the Enigma.
4 rivals though, they are eating some bullets from above, but they do have a bit of cover. Calden's ridges will provide them some, will at least obscure the vision of Deadeye's guys from above. And as you pointed out, Imperium, they do have control of the western side of Everest, but right now they don't really need to head down anytime soon. But it is getting kind of heavily populated, and Stalwart Esports, Pika's out in the open. He should be spotted there by Galzen, but Pika able to get the knock, and Pika and the M24 has been a thorn for a lot of players. And listen, Imperium, I've seen this guy pull off some insane shots with these bolt action rifles, at least in South Asia.
Yeah, I know in the latest patch, the bolt actions did get a bit of a buff. We saw the likes of the DP28 get nerfed, and the even the DMRs get a bit of a buff as well. But Pika plays it so much differently. It doesn't really matter to him. He'll pull it out when he needs to. That's a lovely nade by Deadeye's guys onto a member of 4 Rivals down the Everest mountainside, or Olympus, as you in South Asia aptly call it. Bashifu, he gets knocked in return.
Yeah, it's always a dangerous game. You might be the king of the hill temporarily, but that also makes you an easy target. It can be lonely top of the hill, but True Love is going to keep zigging and zagging, ensuring he's not going to be a sitting target for any of the teams who might be having the scopes trained in his direction. On the other side, though, it's a 4-way stalemate between 4 teams. And quite a number of them still out of the play zone. And DRS, yeah.
I don't really like that spread. I don't think it makes sense for them to encroach on towards that hillside of Everest. Not only are they walking into 4 Rivals and Deadeye's guys, but they're out in the open against Nova. They're much better off playing on that underside and taking a bit more of an isolated fight against Stalwart.
Infinity. Oh, this is rough. Mail up. He's been knocked down, and he does. Yeah, this should be a very, very easy couple of frags here for Enigma Galaxy. Lord, I like the way they're splitting the 2v2, but let's talk about that later on, because Stalwart Esports, they've just wiped the floor with DRS's bodies. Just 1 remains for DRS. And Stalwart Esports, even though they have lost top, and Scry has been knocked down, the opponent indeed. 7 kills to the name. They still have a little time to work with. Scry has managed to heal him. And now Nova, what do they do? They have that compound to work with, and it is going to be never mind. What a shot from Powerboy from the distance to steal the kill and also get a second one onto Mafia Ninja. So a couple of kills to Stalwart Esports is taken away by the Chinese side. But Stalwart Esports, they might be potentially looking for revenge later on. In the meantime, this stalemate, it's still ongoing.
I called it with DRS, right? The way they were maneuvering around, it just wasn't the right way to play that edge of circle. MS Chamber are in a fantastic position towards that compound to gatekeep against 628, push 628 against Genesis Dogma, because when you hold on to a compound, one of the key things you can do, Blatt, is manipulate the traffic, right? Create that metaphorical bubble, and in this phase 5 of the game, it's very important if you can pull that off.
And right now, Genesis Dogma, they're deciding to take the fight to Deadeye's guys. They're like, you know, no, you're not going to have control of that hill all by yourselves. And looking at the way the circle has moved in a little bit, actually, they can gatekeep Deadeye's guys. Now, Deadeye's guys have to come downhill. And unfortunately for them, the zone's not going to be favoring them. In fact, it is going to be Genesis Dogma who's going to be lying in wait. The only problem for Genesis Dogma here, though, Imperium, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that means they're also exposed to every single direction because they are on the cliffside.
Yeah, so that's where they should probably try and focus on one specific direction. But luckily for Genesis Dogma, 628 are in the battle against MS Chambry, and they're taking it to them. Great play by MSC.
Yeah, 628. They've looked almost nigh untouched. Some of the fights have taken thus far, but it looks like MS John Burry will be a team that they can't easily contend with, as Pop will also be rezzed by Jasper, and that leaves just a 1 man left alive for the side of STE. A couple of his members will drop as well, and now 4 Rivals pushing up against Genesis Dogma. The nade's going to sail past, and he's going to find the double knock. That is beautiful stuff. Actually, just a 1 knock, but almost a second kill. And 4 Rivals, they're getting harassed as well by Nova, who thus far haven't budged from this compound, and why should they? And they're just going to keep taking pot shots, stealing kills away, and racking up those numbers.
like an old lady looking out the window trying to find something sneaky to look at. Nova just looking out those cracks trying to find a kill here or there, and they're finding it as Genesis Dogman down to just one. Daybot left on his own. Yes, the circles shifted away for Nova, but they're so close to the edge that they don't need to worry about moving in, because it's important that they take out what's behind them, which is 4 rivals and Genesis Dogman.
Somehow the final surviving member of 628 still dealing out damage, and MS Sean Burry then gonna try patch themselves up. All 4 still alive though, although a couple of them are on bloody knees. And look at Nova now repositioning themselves. They're going to be getting into the vehicles because they now know they need to evacuate the premises. They need to move on in a little deeper. And looking at a zone, it's like smack on top of this intersection point between that highway and a little bit of a dirt path right there. And Starwood Esports, they're in a great spot here. They need to still move on into the safe zone. A couple of members have already, but Nigma Galaxy, they're gonna get besieged from every single direction now.
Yeah, but they have a 2-2 split, and that's actually going to work in their favor. They're utilizing the Koenigsegg showroom to their advantage as well, which is a free building in play. As the members of 628 are taken down, we're left with 14, 13 players up. Stalwart, they're 3 players strong. Nova, 3 players strong. The circle's about to shift up, and I think any one of these 4 teams could take the win.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And Nigma Galaxy, they're playing a 2-2 split. Starwood Esports moving ahead inch by inch, deploying a couple of smokes. In the meantime, Nova going up against MSC, MS John Burry. Yes, they have lost 1 member. A member of Down is knocked down as well, but they're going to be getting the res here. Right now, 4 teams alive, 13 players duking it out, and Starwood are just taking shots in every single direction. They spot under the member.
Beautiful.
And Pika fast taps with a mini 14 and is going to find order. And with that, King will also be finished off, and Nova are getting just third party by multitude of teams. All 3 other surviving teams taking shots at Nova as Ponzai in the meantime returns fire onto 2 members of Enigma Galaxy. And Enigma Galaxy are down to a 1-man squad, and this might just wind up being MSC going up against the Mongolians, Imperium.
It could be the case. Luckily for Nigma, they do have control inside the circle. They have that anchor point. MSC, the work is not done. They have so much more to do. The blue zone is battling them. Amodi is stepping up to the plate. The bullets are blazing, and MSC are down to 1.
Enigma Galaxy, oh, they still have something to work with, but not Nova. The order and Jimmy will be finally put into the ground, and Starwood Esports, 10 kills. The Mongolians, they're gonna ride again here, Imperium. They're looking for that chicken dinner. Now, unfortunately for them, but for Enigma Galaxy, the remaining members who got knocked down, they've been rezzed up. They've healed themselves as well. So now they have the player advantage. But bear in mind, MSC, they're still alive and kicking.
They are, but they can't get involved. They can't get third. They can't third party. Stalwart, they are pushing in. They want this showroom. They want the Koenigsegg.
And well, there you have it. MSC's been taken down, and now Enigma Galaxy, they don't have to worry about being sandwiched, but they do have to worry about the flurry of Molotovs, incendiaries, nades being lobbed in by Starwood Esports. Down to a 3 versus 3. Enigma Galaxy, the MENA team, going up against the Mongolian Starwood Esports. At least the way they're approaching this particular fight, Imperium, they're looking for the chicken dinner, and they really seem to want it. And in the meantime, Enigma Galaxy all lying prone, not really looking to take up the challenge.
Lord needs to step up. Modi, they need to create that distraction, because Freak, he's currently on his own. The nade gets thrown up from Lord. That's very important. Pushes Stalwart back towards the other side of the building, and that's a potential entry point across the road for Nigma.
Oh, this is just a battle of attrition between these 2 teams, taking shots, tossing nades, no one really going down. A number of smokes being deployed by Action, but he's trying to go for the flank. He's sneaking in on his screens all the way up north, and I don't think Hamodi's aware of this. He's shooting at the smokes. No. It's a perfect little bait, but Action, is he going to push on any further ahead? Because if he does, he's going to be exposed, because he's going to be out on the road.
Freak does have the prone down position by the steps. He's not being spotted right now, and they could still find him being the victim of Stalwart, but we'll have to wait and see. It's all about Action Jackson, what he can do in this fight.
That's info being conveyed by Action, and he is gonna provide the fire for his side. But Lord is still there across the road, so they need to be wary of that fact. And Action able to dodge a couple of bullets sailing past his head. Lord, he is the contingency plan for Enigma Galaxy, and Hamodi quickly repositioning himself, trying to find something, trying to make a play, but he needs to be careful. Freak, look at it, look at Freak. He started sneaking from behind them, from around the building, and Stalwart Esports, they have no idea.
I appreciate that separation. He's gonna have to make it count. The blue zone is closing in. Stalwart are being pressed, but they also have an advantage.
Hit to Hamodi though. He is keeping them pinned. Lord sneaking in from around. Action is gonna get knocked down, but Scry with a nade fighting Hamodi at the same time. They're gonna finish him off, and now it's gonna come down to the 2 versus 2. Are they aware of the flank taking place? No, I don't think they are, as Lord is gonna finish off the job, taking down Action, the 2v2 right now, but the flank, it's still on, and that is gonna be Lord just doing everything by his lonesome. Never mind, the flank was taken care of as well, and there you have it. Stalwart Esports will not be denied, and they are gonna claim a chicken dinner, and what a game it was, Imperium, from the Mongolians.
Fantastic from Stalwart Esports, fully deserved. They committed to that low ground dip that I said was protecting them against the likes of Nova, who had the compound in play. They didn't go too deep on toward their side. They dealt with DRS. They helped